Yeah, by the way, when you're ready.
Coach, good performance from the defense Saturday, kind of bounced back when you guys only give up that one touchdown. What are your biggest takeaways, good, bad, or otherwise?
Yeah, well, I'm really excited about the way the guys came out. Again, point of emphasis through the week was how we started and how we finished the week before. We wanted to come out and start fast. The offense did a great job of that, starting the game off for us, being able to score on the first drive. Upton's able to get a takeaway in our first drive, and, we look up and I don't know what the exact time was on the clock. I would say somewhere between 2.5 minutes, and it's 14-0. So at that point, you're at a place where you can continue to kind of play the game and call the game the way that you want to. But I think the three takeaways were the most important thing to be able to look at, and the mindset of what we had. Obviously, it's great to see Anthony Breckenridge, another freshman, with a pick six this past week, and I thought we had a great snap with Kendrick and Nico on the takeaway, on the fumble caused, and KO being able to pick it up. And so I think those are a big piece of it. We were able to hit our percentage on third and fourth down, which is a big part of what we look at each week. And really just excited about the way they took the week and the manner in which they took it.
You mentioned some of those guys that maybe haven't seen a lot of action, Kendrick and Anthony Breckenridge, but another one I just asked Tyson about was Thompson, local kid.
Oh, yeah.
What's your relationship like with him? What do you remember, first interaction with him, and how much has he grown in his time here?
Yeah, I love Terrion. Terrion's always got a big smile on his face, big personality, funny. I don't think that there's a person on the team that doesn't just naturally get drawn in by him. And if you've spent 5 minutes with him, you're going to know everything that you need to know. He is a fantastic teammate, and really, I know I've said it a couple weeks in a row, I really feel like our defensive line really the last 3 weeks has really played well, and he's a big part of that. He is really, in my opinion, playing as well as anybody, and our defensive line is totally playing well, but he's doing a great job. He's great for our team. He is certainly a we guy, not a me guy, and he's making a lot of plays for us. He's getting off of blocks and being able to have sacks in the game. And so anyway, there's not one thing negative you can say in any way, shape, or form about Terrion. He's playing well. He's a great person, and I'm just ecstatic for him that he's being able to see kind of the proof in the pudding.
Kind of going off that, with all those younger guys or less experienced guys that haven't gotten as much attention. I know you've talked about all year, the different packages and being able to mix guys in and out and playing a lot of guys. How big is that, not just for this season in case someone goes down, but setting this program up for the future?
Well, I think in the long run, it's a huge piece for your development, and there are some challenges when you kind of play in this system, and you do want to play a lot of different guys. Through the first 3 or 4 games, where they're trying to figure it out, and you're going to have to go through that process at some point. So we were early in the process, whether it was Hawaii or whether it was Indiana, of making sure that we were playing a lot of guys. But I think in the long run, it's really good for you. I think in the other part of it is your players are just naturally, knock on wood, they're healthier. They don't have as many injuries. They're not taking on as many blows. When they're playing the game, they're not in an exhausted manner. They're able to play where they can play fast. They can play freer. And I think overall that helps us play with a greater sense of urgency. I think it helps us with our attention to detail. But in the long run, I think it's really going to set us up for success, because you're going to see guys that have had, not just time, but they've had time on task, being able to go through in the game, and we're really doing that at all 3 levels. We're doing that in the defensive line play, the linebacker room, and in the secondary. So it's been great for us.
Kind of looking ahead to Rice, quarterback throwing for over 2,000 yards. I think 6 players for over 100 yards rushing, and 2 receivers that are kind of standing out above the rest of the pack with McCaffrey and Rosner. I guess, what's the scouting part on this team?
Well, like you said, I think the biggest improvement throughout the year for them has really been the quarterback play. I think he's really playing well, and he's a guy that came in after an injury to their starter and has really kind of taken hold of the job, played really well, sees the defense pre-snap extremely well. They ask him to do a lot. They're obviously a pro-style team, multiple personnel packages, multiple formations, shifts, motions, and what you've seen a lot more lately is their principles very spreadish, and so I think he's doing a great job at the quarterback position. He's a dual threat guy, can hurt you with his feet, can hurt you with his arm. Like you mentioned, I really think there's 3 receivers that are really, really good players for them, and very steady for them. Can make catches down the field, run great routes. They have good passing concepts. Offensive line, steady Eddie. You know, I can't remember how we look at it. Defensively, I look at everything backwards. But they've got a guard and the tackle. They've got like 82 career starts between them. A new center from last week, and then 2 first-year starters at the right guard, right tackle. I think they play really well together. You know, very West Coast offense when it comes to the O-line, their protections, how they see things. Running backs has been a lot of different backs, can hurt you a lot of different ways. They have speed guys, they have juke guys, they have big-bodied guys, and they've always been able to run the ball. Rice has done a great job with that. Coach Blumgren and Tui have been able to run the ball regardless of what the box count was. So I think they can hurt you in a lot of different ways. They have a multitude of tight ends, fullbacks, words that we don't use anymore, fullbacks, they have them. And so we've got to be prepared for a lot. I think they are very problematic in what they do. They're very detailed in what they do, and again, I think that they're playing. I think that they're playing really well all the way around.
You know, Tyson kind of mentioned it to open things up. Everybody this time of year is trying to get bowl eligible. You know, this is a program. 9 of the last 10 years it's been bowl eligible. Trying to make it 10 out of 11. You know, how important is it for a program to consistently, be there and do that? How much have you seen that with this program since you've been here?
Well, I think that's what jumped out to me when I first got here was the players and the staff, and how they were able, how much they cared about football. And the beauty to me at Western Kentucky is you have people that are here that love ball. And our players, whether it's in the weight room or a walkthrough or a PRP, whatever it may wind up being, I mean, they love ball. They don't want to do anything else. They want to compete. It doesn't matter if you're playing cards. It doesn't matter if you're talking about the game from the night before that was on TV. They want to compete. And football is important, and I think that obviously Western Kentucky is a place where football is very important. I know it's important in our community. I know it's important here in our athletic department, and I think that that's why you see the success. You've got players that are bought into the importance of it. You've got obviously an athletic department that is, a coaching staff that is, and a community that is, and I think that's why you see the long-ending success that we've been able to have.